English Leap Podcast.
From Speak English with Class.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the English Leap podcast series. I'm your host, Jennifer.
And I'm Daniel. Thanks for joining us again for another exciting episode.
So, Daniel, we've been reading comments, and guess what? A lot of our listeners have the same problem.
Oh, let me guess. They all say, I understand English, but I just can't speak it.
Bingo. It's such a common struggle, so we thought, why not dedicate an episode to it?
Absolutely. If you're listening and nodding your head right now, stay with us. We've got insights, tips, and maybe a few laughs to help you speak English confidently.
We have a video dedicated to improving listening skills, and it's received amazing feedback. If you missed it, check the link in the description.
And today, we're tackling speaking skills. Plus, there's a free PDF with phrases, exercises, and tips to help you. Don't forget to grab it.
All right, let's dive in. Daniel, why do so many people find speaking so hard?
Speaking is where the rubber meets the road. You can understand English, read it, even write it. But when it's time to talk? Silence.
It's frustrating, right? Picture this. You're at a coffee shop, and the barista asks, "What size?" You know what they're saying. But when it's your turn to reply, your brain freezes, and all you manage is, medium?
Haha. Or worse, you just point at the menu like a lost tourist.
Exactly. It's not just about ordering coffee. Speaking is essential in real life, at work, while traveling, or making friends.
And did you know, Jennifer? Studies show that speaking builds confidence in other areas of language learning too?
Absolutely. It's a cycle. The more you speak, the better you get at understanding, listening, and even writing. So why does this happen? Why can we understand but not speak?
Let's break it down. First, think about how we learn our native language. Babies spend months just listening before they say their first word. That's called the passive learning phase.
Right? But when we learn a second language, we often skip that phase. We try to speak right away without giving our brains time to absorb enough input.
And here's some science for you. Professor John Smith, in his book The Language Learning Brain, explains that the pathways for understanding and speaking are different. Your brain might be great at recognizing words, but not yet ready to produce them.
That's so true. It's like understanding how a car works but not knowing how to drive it.
And here's another reason: lack of practice. If you don't practice speaking, your brain doesn't get the signal to activate those speaking pathways.
Imagine a musician who reads about playing the guitar but never picks it up. They'll understand music, but they won't play a single note.
Now, let's talk about fear. Fear of making mistakes is a huge roadblock for most learners, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Many learners think, what if I say the wrong word? What if someone laughs at me?
Let me share a personal story. Just last week, I confidently called lasagna in front of my Italian friend. He's still laughing about it.
Oh no, Daniel, that's a classic. But see, you survived. Nobody's life ended because of a mispronounced lasagna.
Exactly. And you know what? It's moments like these that actually help you learn. Mistakes are our best teachers.
Totally. Think about the first time you learned to ride a bike. You probably fell a few times, right? But you got back up and eventually you were cruising like a pro. Language learning works the same way.
So, here's a mantra for you. Mistakes are my teachers. Let's say it together.
Mistakes are my teachers. Make it your motto. Embrace mistakes because they're part of the process.
So here's a fun challenge. Make at least one mistake today. Seriously, go out there and mess up. It's how you learn.
All right, here's a tip that works wonders. Talk to yourself in English. Yes, you heard me right.
Today, I ate cereal. The cereal was delicious. See, easy.
Ha 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 ha, exactly. Describe your day, even the small things. I'm brushing my teeth. My toothpaste tastes minty. Or, I'm walking to work. The sky is blue.
It might feel silly at first, but it's actually great practice. You're training your brain to think in English without any pressure.
And here's the thing. When you practice this way, you're creating a safe space for yourself. Nobody's judging, and you're free to experiment with words and sentences.
Plus, it's fun. You can even give yourself compliments like, wow, I'm getting so good at this. Boost that confidence.
Absolutely. Talking to yourself is a powerful, no-stress way to get comfortable with speaking. So next time you're alone, give it a try.
Another tip? Use apps and tools designed for speaking practice. Apps like Duolingo, Babbel, or HelloTalk can really help.
Oh, I love HelloTalk. It's like having a language buddy. You can talk to native speakers, and they help you with your English while you help them with your language.
Exactly. It's like having a friendly teacher available anytime. And here's another one. Record yourself speaking.
I know. It feels weird. Nobody likes hearing their own voice. But trust me, it works.
Absolutely. When you listen back, you notice things you wouldn't in the moment, like pronunciation or missing words. And guess what? You'll also realize you're better than you thought.
And here's the fun part. Play those recordings a year later, and you'll be amazed at how much you've improved. It's like looking back at old photos and thinking, wow, look how far I've come. Okay, now let's talk about confidence, Daniel. It's the secret sauce to speaking fluently.
Totally. And confidence doesn't come magically. It's built through practice. Start with simple phrases you'll use daily, like, good morning, how are you, or can I have a coffee?
When you can say these phrases without thinking, it gives you a boost. You feel ready to tackle longer sentences.
And don't underestimate the power of role-playing. Pretend you're in a cafe, at the airport, or even on a date.
On a date, Daniel? What would you say?
Hi, my name is Daniel. Do you like lasagna?
Ha 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 ha, perfect. Now all you need is someone who also loves mispronounced Italian food.
Jokes aside, role-playing helps you get comfortable with real-life conversations. Practice with a friend, or even in front of the mirror.
And speaking of comfort, let's not forget about singing.
Oh, singing is amazing. Pick your favorite English song and sing along. It helps with pronunciation, rhythm, and confidence.
I always recommend starting with simple songs like Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, or pop classics like Let It Be by the Beatles.
And don't worry if you hit the wrong note. This isn't the voice. It's about learning.
Here's the thing, Daniel, language learning isn't a sprint. It's a marathon.
Exactly. Small, consistent steps will get you there. Don't aim for perfection, aim for progress.
Celebrate your victories no matter how small. Maybe today you said a full sentence in English. Tomorrow you'll say 2.
And immerse yourself in English. Surround yourself with the language. Watch movies, listen to podcasts like this one, and read simple books.
The more you hear and see English, the easier it becomes to speak it. And remember, every word you say is a step closer to fluency.
It's like planting seeds. With time and care, they grow into a beautiful garden. So keep planting those English seeds.
All right? So far, we've shared some great tips to help you start speaking English confidently.
But understanding vocabulary is just as important for expressing yourself clearly.
That's why we've brought in our vocabulary expert, Charlotte, to break down the key terms from today's episode. Charlotte, welcome to the show.
Hi, Jennifer and Daniel. I'm so excited to dive into today's vocabulary. So without further ado, let's get started. Fluent. Meaning: speaking smoothly and easily. Example: she is fluent in 3 languages, so she often helps as an interpreter during international meetings. Confidence. Meaning: belief in yourself and your abilities. Example: after practicing her speech multiple times, she walked onto the stage with confidence. Pronunciation. Meaning: the way words are spoken. Example: his pronunciation of French words improved after spending a summer in Paris. Mistakes. Meaning: errors or wrong actions that provide learning opportunities. Example: making mistakes while baking is normal. That's how you learn to make the perfect cake. Immersion. Meaning: surrounding yourself completely in a language or culture. Example: moving to Spain for a year gave him full immersion in the Spanish language and culture. Anxiety. Meaning: feeling nervous or worried. Example: she felt anxiety before her job interview, but deep breathing helped her calm down. Passive learning. Meaning: absorbing information without actively using it. Example: he learns new words through passive learning by watching English movies with subtitles. Speaking practice. Meaning: repeatedly using spoken language to improve skills. Example: joining a local language club gave her regular speaking practice with other learners. Role-playing. Meaning: acting out a scenario to practice skills. Example: in their English class, they did role-playing exercises like ordering food at a restaurant. Confidence booster. Meaning: something that helps increase confidence. Example: receiving positive feedback on her presentation was a big confidence booster for her. These words and phrases are not just great to know, but essential to use in your English-speaking journey. With regular practice, you'll see a huge difference.
Thank you so much, Charlotte. That was a fantastic breakdown.
Yes, Charlotte. You made those words so easy to understand and use. We're sure our listeners learned a lot from you today.
All right. Now it's your turn, listeners. What's the hardest part of speaking English for you?
And what's one small step you can take today to practice speaking?
Maybe it's ordering a coffee in English, or maybe it's singing along to your favorite song. Whatever it is, share it with us in the comments.
We love hearing your stories. They inspire us and other listeners too.
So, let's recap. Today, we talked about why speaking is hard and how to overcome it.
We covered practical tips like talking to yourself, using apps, and singing along to songs.
We reminded you to embrace mistakes. They're part of the process.
And we shared strategies to build confidence and make speaking a daily habit.
Don't forget to download our free PDF with all these tips and more. It's waiting for you in the description.
That's it for today's episode of the English Leap podcast. Thank you for listening.
Next time, we'll explore how to learn English through movies. It's going to be fun, so don't miss it.
And remember, every word you speak brings you closer to fluency. Keep practicing, keep smiling, and keep speaking.
Bye for now, everyone. You've got this.
See you soon.
Your progress doesn't end here. To continue advancing your English skills, click on the next video or explore the additional videos we've thoughtfully selected for you.